Season 5 of Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch wastes no time reminding fans why the show has carved out such a unique corner in the world of reality-based treasure hunting. The premiere episode dives headfirst into suffocating danger, literally, sending viewers into a collective tailspin as the team pushes deeper underground than ever before. The claustrophobic tension threading through every moment has fans buzzing, sweating, and clutching their armrests with a familiar mix of excitement and dread. The Ollingers and their crew have always chased secrets buried far below the surface of their Utah property. But the Season 5 opener flips the script by making the environment itself the main antagonist. Tight spaces, collapsing rock, oxygen-starved caverns, and water-filled passages take center stage, crafting the most anxiety-inducing episode the show has released to date. And for viewers who already struggle with confined spaces, the premiere feels less like an adventure and more like a challenge to survive the hour without covering their eyes. Return to the Depths. The episode begins with the team revisiting one of the most treacherous areas on the ranch, the underground cave network that has, in previous seasons, presented both opportunity and unimaginable risk. Over the hiatus, experts conducted further geological surveys, and the results have raised more questions than answers. Strange voids, unexplained chambers, and seismic irregularities suggest that something significant lies untapped below the existing tunnels. Season 5 wastes no time dropping Chad Ollinger and Charlie Snyder back into these subterranean mysteries. Crews have since widened some passages, reinforced ceilings, and installed new safety systems. But even with updates in place, the sense of danger never loosens its grip. Every echo, every groaning rock layer, every flickering headlamp amplifies the suffocating tension. As the cameras follow their descent, viewers are immediately reminded that the ranch has never been a casual setting. It is a living, shifting puzzle, one that tolerates exploration only up to a certain point. And in the premiere, that point seems shockingly fragile. Water, stone, and the weight of the unknown that sets this premiere apart is not just the tight space, but the unpredictable fusion of elements within it. The team expects rock. They expect darkness. They even expect the eerie quiet that blankets the ranch's underground world. But water, rapid, icy, and rising, creates a new threat none of them saw coming. During a routine survey of a narrow tunnel, the crew notices moisture seeping through a fissure in the wall. Within minutes, the trickle becomes a steady dribble, and by the time they radio the surface, they're watching water pool around their boots. The discovery halts everyone in their tracks. The tunnel was thought to be part of an isolated cavern with no major water source above. So where is it coming from? A hidden reservoir? A newly formed channel? Or a collapse somewhere deeper inside the system? The presence of water transforms the tunnel into a slow-moving trap. The crew's headlamps illuminate shimmering reflections on the jagged stone, giving the space an unsettling effect, beautiful, but undeniably threatening. Tight passageways that were already difficult to navigate now feel like compressed tombs, with the added stress of a rising waterline pressing against the clock. Fans watching from home react immediately. Social media threads explode with messages from viewers admitting they had to pause the episode to catch their breath. Some confess they could practically feel the walls closing in through the screen. And with such immersive camera work, it's hard to argue with them. The episode is shot with unusually tight framing, amplifying the sensation that the walls are creeping inches from the viewer's face. Chad Ollinger's grit meets Mother Nature's limitation. Chad Ollinger's persistence has always been a defining trait on the show. But the premiere highlights a more vulnerable side of him. While the show avoids dramatic narration or staged reactions, his tension is evident in every careful inhale, every measured step, every glance toward the narrowing tunnel ahead. His determination to push forward is inspired by a compelling reason. The geological scans mentioned earlier pointed to a hollow chamber only feet beyond the current limit of the passage. If the readings are correct, it could be one of the biggest discoveries the ranch has ever yielded, a space untouched, unseen, and possibly hiding artifacts or materials linked to the long-rumored gold. But the risk is immense. The team must keep digging into a constricting stone corridor, one that threatens to close off behind them as more water infiltrates the space. The sound design captures the tiny splashes echoing through the tunnel, along with the unsettling groans of shifting rock overhead. With every foot gained, the pressure mounts, not just physically, but psychologically. Chad's resolve helps push the team forward, but even he has moments of hesitation. The premiere subtly shows that bravery and claustrophobia can coexist, creating a layered tension rarely explored on reality treasure hunting shows. It's not about overcoming fear entirely. It's about working through it, step by suffocating, step. The claustrophobic trigger for many fans. The moment that triggered the strongest reactions comes when the team reaches what they believe is the final stretch before the chamber. The tunnel narrows to a point where even crawling becomes a challenge. Chad must remove gear, rotate his body sideways, and push himself through a space barely wider than his shoulders. The camera, positioned inches ahead of him, captures the grinding scrape of rock against fabric and the shallow breathing caused by limited space. Viewers can almost feel the cold stone pressing against both sides of their own ribs. Even those without claustrophobia admit the shot is borderline unbearable. What makes the moment so effective is not the size of the tunnel, but the knowledge that water is still filtering in behind them. The passageway is not just tight, it is unstable, shifting, unpredictable. And if the water behind them increases even slightly, reversing through that narrow choke point becomes nearly impossible. Fans describe the moment as one of the most intense sequences the show has ever aired. The premiere essentially weaponizes its environment, using the ranch's natural hazards to create a suspense that feels raw and unfiltered. No soundtrack, no narration, just the harrowing reality of a space designed to test human limits. An unexpected twist in the chamber. After the grueling crawl, the tunnel opens into a small dome-shaped cavity. It's not the massive chamber the scan suggested, but it is undeniably a new pocket of the cave system. The air is stale, heavy with the metallic scent of minerals. The walls shimmer with veins of sediment that look disturbingly fresh, as if they were exposed only recently. This discovery raises an alarming possibility. The chamber may not be ancient. It may be part of a recent geological shift, one that created the water intrusion and destabilized the network. If that's true, then the system is not just dangerous, it is actively changing beneath the crew's feet. Further exploration reveals something even stranger. The chamber's floor dips into a dark pool of water, still and frigid. Tools lowered into its depths show no sign of bottom within the range of their rods. The pocket may connect to a much larger underwater system, one that the team has never accessed before. The realization sends a jolt through the surface crew. They're not only dealing with tight spaces, they're dealing with a living structure, a labyrinth that expands, collapses, and evolves with time. And somewhere in that fluid, shifting world, something valuable may lie hidden. Fans brace for what comes next. Social media reactions after the premiere paint a vivid picture of how deeply the episode struck viewers. Fans describe their palms sweating, their hearts racing, and their bodies tensing involuntarily as the team navigated the claustrophobic tunnels. Many admit they had to look away or fast forward certain shots. A few even joked that watching the premiere felt like participating in a stress test. What makes the episode so effective is that it taps into a universally relatable fear. Confined spaces trigger something primal, an instinctual alarm bell that rings loudly when the body senses a trap. And Season 5's premiere leans into that sensation without crossing into anything gimmicky or exaggerated. The ranch itself provides all the danger needed. Fans also express admiration for the team's courage. Chad Ollinger, Charlie Snyder, and the rest of the crew push themselves into environments most people would never willingly enter. And they do so not for guaranteed treasure, but for the thrill of uncovering history, mystery, and the unknown. A season poised for bigger discoveries, the claustrophobic intensity of the premiere suggests that Season 5 is steering toward its most ambitious exploration arc yet. If the chamber the team discovered is part of a larger system, the possibilities are endless and equally dangerous. New tunnels, new water routes, and new geological shifts could reveal breakthroughs or unleash unexpected hazards. Viewers are left wondering what lies beneath the newly discovered pool, and whether the team will eventually dive into it. Given the ranch's history, the underwater route could hide anything: artifacts, geological anomalies, or even the long-rumored precious metals that have fueled decades of speculation. The premiere ends on a suspenseful note, but it feels earned. Fans are not just waiting for treasure. They're waiting to see how far the team will push themselves into spaces that test not only physical endurance, but also psychological resilience.